InZOI, a Korean rival to The Sims, recently added non-binary sex option and LGBTQ plus romance options to its character creator and game. Roll this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. So the so-called non-binary sex option appears to have been added following the game entering early access on Steam earlier today. As seen in a video upload from Kenji Plays on March 26th, the only options available for a ZOI's gender were male and female. Obviously, a ZOI is basically a sim, this character that you can create, control, and observe. Very similar to The Sims. Can build homes, etc. But you can see that right here. Let's take a look. So we blow this up. You can see that there was only male and female here in his character creator. Obviously, he has it on a female right now. And there were no other options. There was no drop-down menu. There was nothing to click or anything like that. And again, he posted this video on March 26th when it was still, they had like this option for creators to explore before it went into early access earlier today. However, S.E. Doster, I think that's who it is, over at GameSpot. I might have made a mistake spelling that person's name. Nope, it is S.E. Doster. Anyways, this person, S.E. Doster, over at GameSpot, noted there was an option to change your ZOI's gender identity with a drop-down menu that includes male, female, and non-binary. It also allowed players to choose whether or not the ZOI would be interested in romantic relationships and which sex they are attracted to. Just so you can see this right here. There was this drop-down menu with like the little pencil and then the notepad. And then when you click it, you had all of these so-called options that you were given. And interestingly enough, as you can see here, this article was written on March 26th as well, or published on March 26th, the same day that we had the video here from Kenji Plays. So my guess is that this S.E. Doster person got maybe a different version of the game and probably got the one that is currently in early access now, because if you go to this live stream here from Mo Diner, at least it was a live stream when I wrote this, looks like she is still streaming, but we can go back. We're going to have to go back a ways and go to the character creator here. And you can see there is now the male, female, and then there obviously is the notepad there with the pencil where you can obviously get that drop down. I'm not sure if she does the drop down, but you can see that it is there now. And it was not, again, on that Kenji Plays video from the 22nd. So it's unclear why this option was added. A number of threads on the game's Steam forums have been posted demanding more LGBT representation. This one individual wrote like a whole screed with like 10 points and a conclusion, likely created by some kind of AI. But as part of that, the individual said, by showcasing LGBTQ plus stories, InZOI can contribute to normalizing acceptance and equality, paving the way for a more inclusive society. That's exactly what these people are trying to do. They're always trying to normalize these disordered lifestyles, get people to buy into sin, try to make it that this sinful lifestyle is somehow, it's just normal. Well, if you're trying to normalize something, it clearly is not normal. It is not normal. It rejects how we were made. It rejects the complementarity between the sexes. It is wrong. We should not be embracing this, whatever. And then in the conclusion, the user said, the inclusion of more LGBTQ plus representation is not just a creative choice. It is a necessary step toward building a more inclusive, empathetic, and progressive platform. By embracing this responsibility, InZOI can create content that resonates deeply with its audience, drives meaningful change, and sets a standard for the future of media. Inclusivity is not only the right thing to do, it is also the key to staying relevant and impactful in an increasingly diverse world. It is absolutely not the right thing to do. This is the wrong thing to do. You should not be doing it whatsoever, and it leads people down this path of destruction, which I talk about quite often on this channel, because this is such one of the biggest things that we're facing in our society and in our culture right now, is this constant march towards hell that is being led by this LGBTQ plus agenda in all of the forms it takes. And so another person also had this thread, LGBTQIA plus representation matters. My only criticism is that this game represents everyone except the LGBT plus community, and that makes no sense at all. The game may be Korean, but that's no excuse since there are gay, bi, lesbian people, etc. in Korea. I was excited, but I'm not sure if it's worth buying a game that doesn't represent me. This is the whole representation agenda is a bunch of BS, bogus, whether that is race-based or that is ethnicity-based, or obviously this sexual identity-based. It's all a bunch of garbage, right? And we've seen that play out, right? Victoria Alonso, Marvel Studios, was trying to say, like, oh, if we don't represent people, someone else is going to do it. And what happened? Like, the box office has significantly declined with Marvel Studios because they tried to do the whole representation agenda. It doesn't work out. But that's the point, right? They're trying to push that agenda no matter what, even though it's clearly not successful in a commercial sense. So while the change there has also, with the change, there has also been pushback, with one individual stating the creative studio was normal, and only now after releasing an early access, you add the non-binary pandering in the main game's early access. Have fun with very toxic activist fans. This crap is going to attract, caving into pressure from ideologically driven Western journalists from trash sites like Polygon and Screen Rant, no doubt. Seriously disappointed. Thankfully, I didn't buy yet. So there is some pushback happening to this. And as I've kind of said, but I'm just going to make it even more clear, the Catechism of the Catholic Church makes it clear that under no circumstances can homosexual acts be approved. So this game, adding this in to it, adding the whole non-binary thing, that is obviously not the right thing to do. That is against the moral law. It's against the natural law. It's against God's law. The Bible also makes it clear God created mankind in his image. In the image of God, he created them male and female. He created them. It's very clear there. There is no such thing as non-binary. I think President Trump actually just gave a speech about that. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Go head on over to X and see if I can find it. But he basically was pointing out that there is only male or female. You can't transition. There's nothing else in between. I think I shared it to my personal here. Might be a little. Here it is, right here. So we can listen to what President Trump here has to say.
No matter how many surgeries you have or chemicals you inject, if you're born with male DNA in every cell of your body, you can never become a woman. You're not going to be a woman.
So very simple. It's biological, and President Trump is talking about it. And hopefully he enacts change. Obviously, he is making a lot of change. The federal government can no longer engage in this stuff. We've seen celebrities melting down because they are now being recognized for the sex that they were made by God, not the one that they pretend to be. And furthermore, we also have this from Bishop Michael Burbidge of the Catholic Diocese of Arlington. He instructs the faithful should avoid using gender-affirming terms or pronouns that convey approval of or reinforce the person's rejection of the truth. It is not harsh or judgmental to decline to use such language. In the broader culture, Catholics may experience significant pressure to adopt culturally approved terminology. However, in no circumstances should anyone be compelled to use language contrary to the truth. The right to speak the truth inheres in the human person and cannot be taken away by any human institution. He's absolutely right. And what this InZOI game is trying to do is trying to attack the truth. It's trying to erode the truth. It is trying to make you believe that there is something other than male or female. It is trying to make you believe that homosexual acts and relationships are normal, and that is not the truth. That is the opposite of the truth. And as far as I'm concerned, that should be rejected. You should not be playing this game. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be playing this game. When I looked at it this morning, it already had 80,000 concurrent players. And so a lot of people are going to be exposed to this nonsense that the game is pushing, and it is wrong. They should not be doing that whatsoever. The developers should immediately go back to how they had it originally and not be pushing this degeneracy, because we're not going to get good games if we don't hold the line. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.